Okay, I was gonna do a video on her mukbang that she did earlier, but I decided not to. I'll talk about that one after this is over. After the reaction to this video, I'll talk about that other one. So let's go. I'm sorry, I have the air conditioning on, so if you hear that, that's what that is.
Video I want to make once and once only. I feel like I've already explained this at the time that this incident happened, but I want to talk now about kind of the fallout effects of what happened between my husband and I.
And I don't understand why this is being, well, I do understand why this is being brought up. Nobody has really been talking about this. I mean, you hear the little names here and there as far as comments in her live streams or reactors live streams. You hear Scatman and things like that. I actually think she is bringing this up again as a deflection for the whole thing associated with Ghostface and this individual being a minor, as well as there's other minors I think that are in her live streams. I think she's trying to deflect from that, so that's why this is being brought up.
I don't really want to talk about what happened, but I want to talk about the reactions to what happened. I know the internet is forever, and these kind of reactions will probably never totally go away.
Okay, and I don't understand. Why are you showing Yaba's face? This makes no sense. From reactors like this. Okay. I think Yaba's actually pretty. So what's your point, Chantal? By showing her face?
Never totally go away. These reactions will never totally go away. And I don't expect that. But I'm here to say that I don't care.
Of course you don't.
Deleted a lot of comments and blocked a lot of people, which I will continue to do, who just...
You delete comments that tried to hold you accountable. You block people that tried to hold you accountable. Those are the only issues that you have with these people. These are not trolls. These are people that try to hold you accountable, but you refuse to take any responsibility for any of the disgusting behavior or actions that you've done.
Continue to visit my page, and if I have content with my husband, which of course I'm going to do, he's a big part of my life. These comments will say things like,
excuse me, how is he a big part of your life? Because he delivers you junk food? Because that's as far as the interaction goes between you two. So, does he hose you down? He drives you around now and then. How is he a big part of your life?
stop forcing your husband on us. We don't want to see him. Okay, number one, I don't care if you don't want to see him. And who's we? I want to see.
Okay, now, the people that are saying this, majority of them, I feel, are people that have been sexually assaulted, or they know somebody that has been sexually assaulted. So for them, it is uncomfortable to have this type of person being forced upon them. That's the whole issue with that, Chantal. And obviously, you don't care because you don't care about people's feelings. All you care about is self-satisfaction for yourself.
Him. And there's still a lot of people who want to see him. And I'm
Who?
not here to excuse what happened.
Who? What people? Who? Teardrop? Ghostface? Ice Cream? Which I think is another minor. People need to pay attention to that. And her live streams, there's another individual. Their name is Ice Cream. I believe they are also a minor in her chat. Who else is there? Black Zillion or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't know. Are those the people that want to see Salah? I can count maybe the people on one hand that might want to see Salah on video. That's about it, Chantal.
A lot of people seem to think just because I didn't put on camera our discussion about everything and our makeup that I just totally just accepted everything with
You
ease, and that's
did.
totally not what happened at all. Okay,
Sure.
so yeah.
So what did you negotiate? Were there terms in order for you to accept him back? Shut up, Chantal. No, there weren't. Stop. Like, who are you trying to kid? You would take any man back that shows any type of fake interest in you, even if they committed a blatant crime in front of you and were arrested and were imprisoned, you would still claim this man and tell all of us that we're jealous of you because you have this man. That's your issue. So it doesn't matter what happened behind the scenes. We all know the truth.
I totally blamed him more because the other person involved is just a fake two-faced clout chaser. And
Okay, first of all, clout chaser, Chantal, you have no clout. Just because you have, what, 100,000 followers that you bought and paid for a majority of them, and majority of them are trolls, you have no clout. I mean, what's your clout? What do you got? You got no equity. You got nothing, Chantal. So, you sound stupid. And not only that, it's typical you to blame the woman because you're a woman hater. Instead of being angry at Glitter Tits, you're angry at Kybella. Shocking.
irrelevant to my life. But yes, I totally blamed him more. And the
Lies.
thing is, though, is like I said many times, I evaluated our relationship. You even seen in those text messages between them that
What we saw in the text messages between them is that Salah was the one that initiated the sexual language within the text messages, not Kybella. He's the one that sent pornographic video to Kybella. He's the one that sent unshaven penis pics to Kybella. So, what are you trying to say, Chantal? You went over the text messages? Did you really?
he's never done this before, and I want to
Sure.
give him another chance because marriage takes a lot of work, and I'm kind of understanding of the situation because I
First of all, you do not know how marriage works. You do not understand how marriage works. You met this guy on Tinder, and 2 days later, you were talking about marriage. And within a month, you were in Kuwait. You've been there, you've been with this idiot for 2 years. You know nothing about marriage.
cheated on, physically cheated, not just text messages. There was physical affairs, several, on somebody I was deeply in love with and somebody I loved a lot and cared about. And it was just, I was younger. This was many
Excuse.
years ago. It's happened several times. And since then, I've never done it again. I've never done it again. I've had the
Sure.
opportunities to, and I've never done it again.
Opportunities.
And I would never, ever, ever cheat again, ever.
I don't believe you. Once a cheater like you, there's people that will cheat in a relationship and then they might not do it again. But then there's specific types of people, which I think you are, Chantal, that constantly need their ego stroked. Constantly. So those are the ones that tend to be repeat offenders with the cheating. I say this as a person who's been I've been with my husband for 33 years, and he has cheated on me, yes. But there's a different aspect to our relationship. We have children, we have money tied up together, we have property, lots of things, like I always say, it's like a business. You don't want to break up a business type of thing. You know nothing about what a marriage truly is, Chantal. You're full of crap.
So I've grown up in regards to
I
that.
don't think so.
There's, things that about the situation that have made us stronger communication wise, in several areas. And
And if you listen to her, these are all like clearly she Googled these talking points about, oh, what do you do when your husband cheats, blah, 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 blah. Chantal is a narcissist. So Chantal will never take any responsibility. And I think it's kind of good for her to be with somebody like Salah, who I think is a narcissist as well. That's why I believe this isn't his first time as far as cheating on Chantal. And another clue to that, the language that he used as far as rape fantasies, rape involving religion, rape involving objects, rape involving fecal matter, things like this. This isn't language of somebody who has done this one time. This is language of somebody that has predatory behavior.
We've moved on. We've moved on. So for people that come to my channel and say, don't force your husband on us after what happened, he's human. Like, he messed up.
Please.
It's not up to you. He doesn't owe you anything, random Debbie on the internet.
First of all, I disagree with that. You have people that pay for memberships. So you must consider them your customers, your clientele. And there's a business philosophy where the customer is always right. So if your customers are complaining and saying they don't want this type of individual, they don't want this type of service, a good business owner should listen to their customers, but not Chantal.
Comments in my comment section, like, he doesn't owe you an apology.
Yes, he does. He owes
he doesn't expect forgiveness.
He owes an apology to the viewers that are paid members, an apology for offending them with his words and behavior. 100% he owes them apology. I'm not saying apologize to the reaction channels. I'm saying he needs to come on camera, his face, his little bitch ass face, and make an apology to your subscribers, Chantal.
From people he didn't hurt. And
how do you know that?
I'm the only one who needs to forgive, and I've done that. So if I've done that,
I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt you've forgiven him and you've moved on. I guarantee, because of the type of person that you are and you use things as weapons, that you throw this in his face every single time you don't get your way, or every single time you get into an argument with him, you throw it in his face. Guaranteed, 100%.
The content, I'm sure, is shocking, but it was consensual. So people need to stop defaming and saying he's a predator or this and that.
How is it consensual? I didn't see her saying anything as far as rape and things like that. Didn't see her saying any of that. So how's that consensual?
There's so many different interests that people have. 10 times worse than
rape.
That.
Okay, what's worse than rape? Let me think. Possibly cannibalism. I mean, he might be into that for all we know. Look, I live in Los Angeles. Let's just say I've been to certain clubs here in Los Angeles, and there's certain things that go on in these types of clubs. Rape, I haven't seen in these type of clubs. So this is specific type of individuals. This isn't something that is in the norm, Chantal.
Safe words exist for a reason, right? So it's not predatory behavior.
Safe words.
He's never hurt a fly. He's never harmed me in any way other than...
You don't know him, Chantal. You only know what he's telling you. You don't know. I mean, as far as him having his whole life in Kuwait, you don't know that. You don't know if he fled from Syria during the Arab uprising. You don't know what his past history is. It all could be fake. I mean, you yourself admitted that you guys were able to get fake papers through loopholes and, for your marriage and all this kind of stuff like that. What makes you think that his identity isn't fake? How do you even know that's his name? It might not even be his name. You know nothing about this individual.
this incident. And that's why I chose to forgive him, because we have a solid marriage.
You don't.
I'm understanding based on my actions of the past
Please.
that I was able to use to fully evaluate the situation. And it was a side of him he felt he
Evaluate? No, it's called stupidity and thirst.
had to hide from me. He didn't want to expose to me as his wife. And I understand that.
So he didn't want to so you love each other so much, you're so involved with him that he didn't want to expose you to his rape fantasies, including Christianity, all of that, Western women, raping of Western women. He didn't want to include you in that. Doesn't that tell you something, Chantal? I don't know, but it lets everybody else know what he really thinks about you.
For people to keep it going as some kind of shaming element, it's not going to work.
Because, he needs to be shamed.
We worked it out. We moved on. We're the two people involved in this.
Cool. You think that you've moved on? Well, maybe the people out here that have actually been sexually assaulted haven't moved on. And considering that you're on here giving a no apology, and that you don't care and all this kind of attitude like that, and as well as him not giving an apology, maybe people haven't moved on, Chantal.
Situation, not anyone else. Things like this commonly happen in relationships. Just because we're public figures doesn't mean we're not human.
First of all, you're not a public figure. You're on YouTube. You are literally a nobody. If I went outside my house right now and if there was somebody driving by and I stopped their car and I showed them your picture, they wouldn't even know who the hell you are. So shut up.
And I'm totally over it. I love this man. I love this man as a person. I love what he's done for me. I love what he continues to do for me.
What has he done for you? He's literally done nothing for you. The only thing that he's done for you is helped you get to 500 pounds. That's about it.
And he's a very, very wonderful, protective, providing, loving man.
How does he provide? He doesn't have a job. For somebody to have a job and your live stream, and he's in your live stream, Chantal, what type of job does he do? Doesn't seem like it.
Okay. And we are determined to make this marriage work because we love each other.
Please.
And we're together out of love.
What's going to happen is, like, Chantal doesn't look at this in the long run, long picture, the big picture. Guys like this, that scam like this, she's thinking in short amounts of time, like she would find out within a month or two or whatever. Guys like this will manipulate and lie for a few years until they get what they want. I'm telling you, Chantal, if you are able to get this guy into Canada, he is going to ghost you. I guarantee you 100%. He is using you. You are stupid.
You know, despite all odds of us, our age difference, our cultural differences, my health issues.
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up is that culturally, rape is used by certain Middle Eastern men. I'm not saying all, because there are good Middle Eastern men, but there are some that use rape as far as a way to control a woman or to punish a woman. So this is like literally a thing. I don't know if that's how he was raised, but it's not shocking to me that some type of rape play is in his vocabulary.
Everything else. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. If you plan on coming to our accounts and just leaving stupid hate about the situation, you'll just be blocked over and over and over again. We don't care. They don't hurt our feelings. If they did, you know, we wouldn't be on camera. We wouldn't continue to move on. People make mistakes. We have a right to move on from that, just like everyone else in life who...
No, you don't have a right to move on from that. And this is why I say you don't have a right to move on from that. You, Chantal, platformed, let's just use his name as El Scammy, who is currently charged with rape of a woman that found him interesting because of the things that you said, because he was a great chef and you were bragging about him. He was great, 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 all this. Even though you knew what type of individual this guy was, you still platformed him and lied about the type of person that he was, which kind of fed into what this woman believed. And she actually flew out to meet him and ended up getting raped by him, allegedly. We'll see. The trial's in October 21st. I believe that's the date of the trial. Allegedly. We'll see how that turns out. I don't know. So you have a habit of getting close to guys with this type of behavior. So Salah, not shocking. As far as Karate Joe, a child rapist, not shocking. Who else is there? Pete's with his rape fantasy stories, not shocking. I mean, you birds of a feather. Let's just say, you have a common thread with you. It's creepy. It's weird. You're disgusting. You're a danger. You're a predator. It's sick.
Does worse things or does things that they regret and they learn from it and they move on.
Please.
I'm not weak. I'm not desperate.
You are.
I'm, I've really taken the time to evaluate the situation and in my own way. Like,
your
I just
own
did
way.
basically a lot of thinking overnight. And then the next day,
Overnight.
I came out with that because with my final decision. In retrospect, honestly, I wish I could have kept it, just not even talked about it. I'm sure that would have driven people crazy because people, the sick thing is that this was brought public to try to have some kind of clout
There's
and
no
like 15 minutes of fame.
What is this 15 minutes of fame and clout? That I don't think so. I think maybe what she's doing now, like there's certain things which I don't agree why Kai Bell is doing it. As far as like saying that FFG hit her dog, just little stupid things like that. Yeah, that's trying to get attention. I don't buy that crap. But as far as her posting the messages, I don't think that was for clout. I honestly think that was to show you what type of person Salah actually is. But you're so desperate and thirsty for male attention that you wouldn't even care. You don't even care, like, if he's that type of individual. Just because you want to prove to everybody that you can get a man. That's your only intention of that.
And no care or regard for anyone's feelings in the matter, So it's just really sad that people are like that. And but it was public, so I had to say something about it. So
And another thing too, and in those text messages, he was asking Kybella to fly out there to Kuwait and about money and other things. There was other things that were said in the text messages. Now, because he said those things about rape in the text messages, Kybella didn't go out there. If she would have went out to Kuwait, let's just say she flew out there, how do you know he wouldn't have acted upon that? How do you know a rape wouldn't have occurred? How do you know he hasn't raped anybody in the past, Chantal? I'm pretty much sure that Salah might have a scary past history that you know nothing about.
yes, I was very upset. And like I said, we have worked through that. I worked through it off camera. I know you guys are not used to me dealing with things off camera, but Salah's really helped me with that in my life.
Please.
Appreciate privacy, especially in a relationship.
No, what he's doing is he's manipulating and controlling you, and he is trying to seclude you from everybody else. That's not helping you. That's what somebody who's scamming and manipulating somebody does. They isolate them from their friends, from their family, but you're too stupid to see what he's doing.
Because it's damning to a relationship to make it everyone's business when it's not. It's not. So the Debbie Downers, the virtue signalers, the people who come to my channel and say, stop forcing your husband on us. Guess what? You don't have to watch my channel. You have millions of other things you can watch, literally. So if you come to my channel and you see my handsome husband, who's still a wonderful person despite his mistake, if you can't see that, you don't deserve to watch him anyway. And you can just go and watch.
What do you mean we don't deserve? What is that supposed to mean? We don't deserve to watch him? No. You clearly are platforming another predator again because you are a predator. That's what you know. That's what you like. What are you going to do when it turns out like an El Scammy situation? Because I honestly believe, to me, that's why you ran to Kuwait, because you didn't want to testify in the trial. I think that's one of the main reasons why you're there. What are you going to do when your husband acts upon those fantasies and actually does rape somebody, Chantal? What country are you going to run to then?
Else, whatever, like it is what it is. He's my husband. I love him, and he's always welcome in any way on my channel, in videos,
Same bullshit you did with
whatever.
El Scammy.
People sending hate as if he did something personally to you, and to take it far and to
Yeah, you know what? I do take it personally. As people know, I've said it before. I think I've said it in a video. I know I've said it in a post. I take it personally because my mother was raped at 16 years old, and I saw the effects of that growing up. As far as her, being an alcoholic, trying to cope with the damage of and the traumatic damage that a rape causes to an individual. I grew up with that. So yeah, I do take it personal that you are once again platforming another rapey type of guy. So yeah, I do take it personal. As well as I think there are many other individuals like myself who know somebody or maybe have been raped themselves that do take it personal, Chantal.
defame his character by saying he's a predator and stuff like that
He
is
is.
just ridiculous. He's never ever harmed a single person.
How do you know? You don't know him.
So yeah, he doesn't have a criminal record.
You don't know if he doesn't have a criminal record or not. You don't even know if he's what country he's from. He could say he's from Syria. You don't know that because if he's falsifying papers for you and him, what makes you think that he hasn't falsified his identity, Chantal? You know nothing about him.
Which is more than I can say for a lot of reaction channels. So, before you judge a situation that's not even yours, doesn't affect you, didn't happen to you. I mean, this happened to me, and I've moved on. So,
First of all, it does affect people, and I'm going to bring it up again, the El Scammy situation. It does affect people emotionally, especially listening to the person that was attacked allegedly by El Scammy. It does affect people emotionally listening to the story of that. And it does affect people emotionally watching your callous behavior and how you take no responsibility for platforming rapey guys. Yeah, it does affect people.
right do you have to keep beating a dead horse over and over like a 2-year-old? A lot
Yeah,
of people in this community have to grow up. Okay? Like,
you.
seriously.
You do. Not
I've done
us.
so much worse. Like I said, I've had full-blown affairs on people I was in love with.
I mean, is that smart for you to be saying sitting in Kuwait? Because literally, as a woman in Kuwait, you have absolutely zero rights. And for you to be openly admitting that you are basically a whore is not a smart thing to do because it could get you executed in Kuwait.
These affairs meant nothing, and there's so many reasons I did them,
And,
but I
and, and by
regret
the
it.
way, you don't have to be a citizen. There's plenty of let's just say I've read plenty of stories, especially with the Filipino women that come to Kuwait to work. They're horror stories about them being physically and sexually abused by the people that hire them, as well as stories of women that don't make it out of that country alive. So yeah, Chantal, you're not very smart. Just because you're a Canadian citizen doesn't mean you are protected in Kuwait.
I've grown up and I've learned and I understand these mistakes that people make because I've made them too.
Please.
And I know most of the time it doesn't have anything to do with loving a person or not. So it's sometimes
What it has to do with is stroking the ego. The thing about people that this is what I've learned. The thing about people that are serial cheaters is that it's not about the person that they're cheating on. Because I mean, you could look at Halle Berry, gorgeous woman. She was cheated on. Who else? I mean, there's other actresses. I can't think of any right now. That get cheated on. So it's not about your looks. It's about the individual that needs that feeling of that. When you get into a new relationship and you have like that high feeling, it's the attraction at the beginning of a new relationship. That's what people get addicted to. They get addicted to that high feeling of the new relationship. They get addicted to that person always stroking their ego at the beginning of a relationship. So, the affair will happen and it might last for, a week, 2 weeks, a month, maybe even a year. But once that high fades away, they dump that person and then they move on to the next one. It's an ego issue. That's just my opinion. From what I went through with my husband. Yeah, and like I said, we've been together for 33 years. We've been through a lot of crap. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that.
Personal demons we fight. And if you want to make a marriage work and be with someone forever, you're going to have to understand that they're going to make mistakes.
You haven't done the work.
And at least another chance is warranted, in my opinion. And that was the decision I made. And if you can't respect that, you don't have to respect it. You don't have to.
First of all the things that you're saying, as far as like your marriage and all this kind of stuff, you know nothing about marriage. You know nothing about men. Everything that you do and have done and what we've seen of this relationship is a guaranteed failed relationship. 100%.
But just know that if you come to my channel and you're just going to spread negativity and hate when we've moved on, I'm just going to block you. So it's whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, don't face the facts. That's
to be 100%
do
not care what any strangers on the internet think of us or a relationship or about what happened. At all.
And that's a bad thing, considering you think YouTube is your job and you don't care what people on the internet think about you. That's like sabotage, Chantal. Shouldn't you actually care about what people think about you? Shouldn't you care about how people see you and your relationship with Salah, or how they see your husband? I don't know. It's kind of like shitting where you eat. But then again, I don't know. You might like that. And so does Salah.
130%. So, yeah. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Again, Salah, after it happened, didn't come on and say anything about it because he doesn't owe you anything. He didn't do anything to you guys personally, any of you. He talked to me about it, and I'm the right person to talk about it because it's involving us. So, yeah.
And that's where you're wrong. That's what, as a public figure, make that make sense, Chantal. Look at public figures. Let's Tiger Woods. He's a public figure. When he was busted for his affair, what did he do? He went on TV and made an apology, a public apology, because he knew that he had to, because there was followers and people that looked up to him, blah, 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 blah. So if you are a public figure, as you stated, Chantal, isn't that your responsibility as well as Salah's to make a public apology to your paid subscribers? I think you owe that to them.
And that's all I'm going to say about the matter. You can continue to make drama out of it.
You'll say it
People
again.
still make drama out of my Cuba rage. Which is just...
Because you said desperate for content? No. Because the Cuba rage was actually the real you. So I think that's why people will keep bringing that up. Because you're the type of person, when you get drunk, alcohol is like a truth serum for you. And all the nastiness comes out. That was the real you. And I think till the end of time, that will be thrown in your face.
Ridiculous at this point. It's been like over 2 years now, I think. Anyway, even 2 months is still like a long time to... Yeah, but anyway, whatever. It's because I'm boring now and I don't have that kind of drama in my life, and I'm thankful for it.
It's not because you're boring. It's because you're literally committing suicide with food. in real time. And I think that's the issue that people have with you right now. It's not that you're boring.
Very happy and thankful that I don't have that. It doesn't mean that getting married and moving here and reverting change.
As well as what, like I said before, I think this is a deflection off of Ghostface, a minor that you talk to privately off stream because you've said that in streams, telling Ghostface to contact you after the stream, and talking about certain adult subjects that shouldn't be discussed with minors. And yeah, you could say, oh, then maybe the parents should be parenting. Okay, yeah, true. That might be true. But as an adult yourself, shouldn't you be regulating who are your mods in your chat? And you clearly know that Ghostface is a minor because you've talked to him off stream, so you've heard his voice or whatever. And you don't care and you continue with the behavior, which makes you a predator because the Omegle incident, when you were talking about a 15-year-old's male appendage, calling it hot. So I think you're kind of labeled as a predator now, Chantal.
Everything in my life just like magic. It's not like that. There's no switch, you know. But I'm going to continue to work on my happiness and my health and everything else. And like I said,
how are you working on your health by eating all this crap that you've been eating in the past few days? How is that working on your health? No, that seems like I think you have a main person that pays you as far as a feeder, and I think that's what they're getting off on. Is I think they want to see you eat till you are immobile and basically eat yourself to death. I think that's what's going on here. That's just my opinion about that.
I do that mostly behind the scenes, deal with my private life, and I think mentally it's better for me, as I've said before. And same thing with blocking all the crappy hate. It's just not needed. It's just really not.
And like I've said, and I'll say it again, I don't hate you, Chantal. I actually do not hate anybody. But what I don't tolerate is a predator like you on here misleading people, lying to people. It just, I don't like it. It bugs me in a certain kind of way. And yeah, so whatever. You could say people hate you. Maybe some do, maybe some don't. That's for us to know.
So I don't know how you people are not tired of the same stuff over and over. But anyway, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, for the rest, and those of you who continue to support us, watch us, I really appreciate it. And this video is not directed towards you. So anyways, guys.
Well, that's the end of that BS. I actually, like I said, I think this is a deflection from her predatory behavior with minors in her chat. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But yeah, it's disgusting. It's sick. I'm not surprised by it, though. She's clearly a twisted individual. The other video that she did was talking about her boycott, where she's no longer going to be doing the boycott anymore. And I think it's because she just wants to eat the food. She can't take it anymore. She doesn't want to do the boycott. She lied about that they donate to charity to people in Palestine, which I call bullshit on. No, you're not, Chantal. Get out of here. You know you're not donating anything. And like everybody said, it's fake. Your little protest. I don't even think you know exactly the situation in Palestine. You don't even know the issues. You're just like some of these people that just jump on the bandwagon and protesting, don't even know what the hell they're protesting. And I'm not saying I'm for Palestine. I'm not saying I'm for Israel. I'm not saying I'm for anybody. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of people out here that jump on the bandwagon of either side and don't even know what the hell is actually going on. People need to educate themselves about the situation in that area. So yeah, we called you on your boycott. You're full of crap. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. I'll leave you with a little pictorial that I did from her mukbang when she was talking about the McDonald's bullshit. So that's it for me, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.